Okay, so, oops. I thought
Are
we
we
were
on?
I don't know. Hang on. Let's do it the right way. I think we weren't on. You know, people are gonna look at us and go, "Uh-oh, you weren't producing the show well. You fucked up."
You fucked up, Rob.
Anyway, this. Are you excited about talking about this movie?
Yeah.
Are you?
You shall see.
Well, okay. So this is our 35th show. Can you believe we've done
35,
shows?
that's insane.
Amazing, right?
Yep.
Well,
That's a lot of shows.
it is a lot of shows, and I'm excited about talking about this movie.
Good.
Anyway, I am. I think it's gonna be good. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and of course, your sommelier of cinema. And I'm here with who might you be?
I am Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell.
Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell. And what are you?
I am the ace, the arbiter of cinematic excellence.
The arbiter of cinematic excellence. And what else are you?
The enchantress of entertainment.
The enchantress of entertainment.
Yep.
And what is this show?
This is Elizabeth's Whining About Movies.
Whining About Movies, episode 35.
Number 35.
And as we all know, we drink wine on this show.
Yes, it's about wine and movies.
It's about wine and movies, and we have a Sauvignon Blanc tonight.
We do, for a warm summer night.
A warm summer night. Is it summer yet? It's still spring, isn't it? Summer is late June.
Well, I mean, come on. When the weather's in the 90s,
All right,
it's
come on,
summer
man.
to me.
So this is a David Frost Sauvignon Blanc, wine of origin Western Cape. Wine of origin Western Cape. This sounds like it could be from Australia or New Zealand. I don't know. Not really sure.
It doesn't say?
Does it? Why don't you give me your glass, my dear?
Yes, just
Oh,
pour
I'm gonna-
wine.
Isn't this like a red wine glass? Does it matter? Probably
Yeah,
doesn't.
well, whatever.
It's pretty deep. I don't want to go too deep in the pour.
Why not?
But with the Sauvignon Blanc, do you sniff it the way you sniff a red wine?
Sure.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the proper etiquette is. I mean, I know, I do know you get your, nose into it. Smells
This was
good.
chilled in the fridge.
I know, and I'm not a big fan of Sauvignon Blanc.
You're not, but I'm not a fan of Chardonnay, so...
Well, before we drink, I would like to show... Now, for those of you who collect physical media, this is the recently released brick Blu-ray that Kino put out, Kino Lorber, and they're always having sales, and I would suggest going there and dropping hundreds of dollars. So, 2005, Rian Johnson's debut film, which he made. You drank.
I know.
You drank.
I thought you wouldn't notice.
Rian Johnson's debut film he made for less than $500,000 after he was reading a lot of Raymond Chandler. And well, let's drink to Rian Johnson and his 2005 Sundance Award-winning film Brick. Interesting. What do you think?
Ooh, it's tangy.
It is very tangy. I like
It's
the tanginess.
refreshing.
It is refreshing. It's quite refreshing.
Yeah.
Very refreshing.
I'm down.
You're down. Well, that's good. So this is a very interesting film.
Yes.
I find it to be very interesting. It is a Rian Johnson was reading, I believe it was Raymond Chandler. Let me consult to make sure that pardon me. Dashiell Hammett. I guess it was Dashiell Hammett, not Raymond Chandler. Either way, Dashiell Hammett. I was wrong. So he was reading a lot of this, and he wanted to try his hand at making a noir Hammett thriller kind of a thing. And rather than, he realized apparently, and I'm paraphrasing, that if he were to do this, it would just be a regular genre exercise, and he would just be copying. But he decided to make a hard-boiled period noir thriller, and mystery, but set it in a modern American high school. Now, it has nothing to do with this particular film, but I don't know if you know the movie Bugsy Malone. Have you ever seen Bugsy Malone? With Jodie Foster and Scott Baio? And it's all gangsters, but instead of using machine guns, They have guns that like shoot whipped cream, splurge guns.
Oh no, I have not seen that.
I'm not saying this movie is anything like that. But Bugsy Malone was, I believe Alan Parker directed it. And he basically said a gangster movie, but it was all kids playing the roles. And I thought, what a really interesting way to to genre bend this. So this is a complete exercise. I mean, it's almost a gimmick.
Yeah.
And it's got that hard-boiled period pitter-patter in the dialogue. All of the dialogue is stylized. It's all from a detective
30s,
novel,
40s, kind of film noir,
even before that, 20s,
jargon.
30s. Yeah, and yet set in a modern American high school.
Yeah.
Which can be the coolest thing in the world.
The premise of this film,
annoying as fuck.
This premise of this film is like when you learn about the premise, you're like, oh, that sounds really cool.
Right. It does. It is. Well, what did you? Okay, first of all, let me ask you the question, Elizabeth, Ace. What did you think? You know what?
Okay, I don't think that I could recount the plot of this film.
Well, I don't think the plot, like any great mystery or noir mystery, it's not so much the overarching plot. It is scene by scene how it immerses you into a milieu.
Right.
So basically in this movie, let me get this right. I got to get everyone's name right. Joseph Gordon-Levitt in a star turn.
Right, I have a good story.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. He plays
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He plays Brendan Fay. He plays a boy, a high school student, who has broken up with his girlfriend Emily Costitch, played by Emily DeRaven, who is a blonde femme fatale. They had a relationship. He's still in love with her. She broke up with him probably because he was too good of a guy, and has fallen in with the wrong crowd.
Right.
And he hasn't talked to her. And what's so great is to tell you, like, what I love about this movie is, so it's all set around high school, right? It's the high school, and I love the terminology. And one of my favorite things is, who are you having lunch with? Or who is she having lunch with? Like, the idea of having lunch, I mean, in most high school movies, it's like, oh, you can't sit at my table. But in this film, the idea of who's she having lunch with is a much bigger euphemism. But it still works with it. It's still a great high school thing, metaphor.
Right.
And so Rian Johnson, who wrote and directed this film, does a really good job of creating. He takes this premise, and I think he does a brilliant job of taking something that could go very wrong in the first 5 minutes and making it really intriguing. What did you think?
Really? Because I think that he took this premise, which was a very, very good idea, but I feel like it did not work at all.
Ooh.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
And I was excited about this, and when you explained the premise to me, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool, but...
Them's fighting words, Tex. Okay, why don't we explore this further? So,
yes,
hang on, let me just... So the idea is Emily, his old girlfriend, has disappeared.
Right. Well, no, it starts off with her calling him, he finds a note in his locker.
Yes.
To answer a phone at a phone booth on a certain street, on a certain corner, at a certain time. So he goes, this note is from his ex-girlfriend. So he goes to this phone booth to answer the phone at that time, which he does. And then it just falls apart.
What do you mean falls apart? It sets up like she tells him the pin. It says all these words and things that don't quite make a lot of sense. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
And then or slang or jargon.
Yeah, jargon.
Depending. And then a car drives by and someone flicks a cigarette out.
And the cigarette has a blue arrow on it.
Has a blue arrow on it, and the mystery begins.
The mystery begins.
He wants to find his girlfriend, and he knows she's fallen in with the wrong crowd.
Do you know what's an even bigger mystery? Understanding the dialogue. It felt like to me, and I love art films sometimes, But it felt like to me like
Don't hold back.
watching a foreign film where you only know a couple words in that language without subtitles. That's what it felt like.
Well, that's fair. No, that's a fair assessment. I mean, I'm with you there.
So I pretty much was lost from the beginning. The second half I tried to watch twice, and I still was lost. So basically, I watched this whole film not knowing what was going on. And I was like, how am I going to explain this film? I don't even know what happened.
But you do know what happened.
Sort of. And even at the end, he explains what everything was, and I still was like, meh. And at that point, I didn't care.
So the whole premise of the style, I mean, admittedly, it's a gimmick. This film is a gimmick. But I would say that as far as an indie film debut goes, and a movie that was made for less than $500,000.
Yeah, and it shows. It feels like this is a student film. Like a bunch of kids got together and decided to make a film noir.
Wow.
That's what it feels like.
Wow.
I mean.
Okay, you know what? I allow me to retort.
Okay.
I found this film. I wouldn't say I love this movie. I really like this movie, but I respect it. And for whatever reason, take this as you will. I feel that this film is very similar to director Keith Gordon, the actor who starred in movies like Jaws 2, and he was in All That Jazz, and he was also in Dressed to Kill. He made a film, I think it was his first film as a solo director, based on Robert Cormier's novel The Chocolate War, which was also shot in and around a high school, which is, it wasn't like genre pastiche, but I feel that Brick and The Chocolate War would make a great double feature. And I love this idea that you transpose the detective genre to high school. And one of the things
I love that idea.
This movie is highly stylized. The way that high school itself, whether you're in the drama club or you're eating lunch out back with the stoners or you're in the library, high school is the world. It's not just one place. It's
right.
A whole realm.
Now, if only the dialogue was understandable, this film would have worked. But he stylized the dialogue so much, it's like you can't even follow a single goddamn thing. I was so frustrated. This film frustrated me to no end. I was so frustrated through the whole thing. And the first part is a little slow and boring, and then the second part is supposed to pick up, and it kind of does, but I watched that part twice, and I still did not get what was going on. I was lost.
Okay.
And I'm really sad because Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, you gotta tell the story.
Was my neighbor. He was my neighbor. And when Zoe was really little, she had an agent.
Who's Zoe?
Zoe, my daughter.
Zoe Trope.
My oldest daughter, Zoe. And one day I sent her over there to his apartment to, see if she could have an in with his agent.
So you were a stage mom?
I wasn't a stage mom.
You were a stage mom? I didn't know this.
I was not a stage mom.
You were a total stage mom. Trying to whore out your children.
I wasn't, but my neighbor was Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he was a child star. So I was like, might as well try. So I sent Zoe over there. She's super cute.
He had his own apartment. You're trying to seduce Joseph Gordon-Levitt with your own daughter? You're every cliche, every horrible Hollywood cliche.
No, I was not. Don't say that. I wasn't.
Sounds pretty bad.
I wasn't. I wasn't one of those moms who was like put tons of makeup on my child and take her to auditions. I'm going to cancel you.
In our own house. Oh my God.
God, you make me feel awful.
No, it's okay. Tell the story. I don't mean
that's not even true.
Okay, well, good. That's why. You have to step up and defend yourself.
If I couldn't take her to an audition, I wouldn't. I just didn't have that much time. So she only went to a few auditions because I didn't have the time. I was working.
Well, that's good. That means you didn't really care. You weren't living vicariously
No,
through
I
your
wasn't.
daughter.
I wasn't, but she wanted to do this. At the time, she wanted to do this. I was not a stage mom. I was not that person.
I know.
I hate that shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. I was just having a little bit of
She
fun.
had an agent because somebody approached us and was like,
She's
"Oh, your daughter's beautiful."
She's still a beautiful girl.
And they signed her up. And this was not a small agency. This was like a big agency.
But that wasn't enough, so you're going to have her go over. You're going to pimp her out to
Well, I
Joseph
thought, like,
Gordon-Levitt
okay, my neighbor
get a
is
bigger agent?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And at the time, like, this is when he made 500 Days of Summer. And this is when he became huge.
A movie I really like.
I love that movie. And I remember when the limo came to pick him up for the premiere. He was so cute. He was wearing like this little vest and the limo came and stopped in front of our place and like picked him up and took him to the. I thought it was so wonderful, and we were all congratulating him and everything.
Yeah,
The
but
funny
still,
thing,
you're willing to trade on his fame for your daughter.
Well, I thought, okay, my daughter really wants to do this. She wants
Cheers
to do
to
this.
that, by the way.
So
High five.
I
Gotta take what
sent her
opportunities you
over
get.
there, and she knocked on the door. She was little, and she she was asking him all these questions, and I was kind of like looking past the curtain, like.
Boy, I've had not a great week, and you're torpedoing the entire channel with this story. Oh my God!
It was hilarious, and then he saw me looking, and he like smiled at me. I was so embarrassed.
But it was cute. So was he good?
It was cute,
Was
but
he-
he just told her, "Why don't you take acting classes?" Like, he didn't hook her up or anything.
Good for him.
And then, like, he never remembered our names.
I've always loved Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He's
I think he's a man of
wonderful.
great integrity, and
He is. And
it
I
just
love-
went way up in my
Yeah,
estimation.
no, and I love what he's doing with his what is it called?
Channel Zero.
Yeah, he coordinates artists of all kinds to
right,
come
yeah.
and what is it called? Just record.
Oh, yeah,
Just
you just
record.
record. Yeah, right,
I think that's brilliant. I think it's brilliant what he's doing.
Channel Zero is something else. I'm
Just
wrong.
record. He'll put out these premises and have artists like
Yeah.
yeah.
And you going to art
So
center
anyway, yeah. So he never remembered our names though. It was always like, "Hi, neighbor."
now. Nobody in LA remembers anyone's names. You can live next to somebody for 10 years, and they're still saying, "Hi, neighbor." Unless you get someone's mail, you never know their name.
He was like, "Hi,
It's Los
neighbor."
Angeles.
I'm like, "Hi, Joseph."
You only knew his name because he was on TV.
I loved Third Rock from the Sun.
I shot a promo on their set once.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Anyway, I was so sad. This movie did not make sense, and I love him, like, because I know him personally.
Okay, now let's get back to the film.
Anyway.
Let's get back to Rian Johnson's 2005 award-winning, breakthrough, seminal, genre-bending film Brick, which, by the way, not paying for it, but this, the Kino Lorber Blu-ray, because I love physical media, is packed. They brought all the stuff over from the DVD. I highly recommend it. The transfer is very nice. Now, have you derailed this show? No, I don't think you have, honey.
I just told a personal story about Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No, but I mean, in terms of, I understand you reject. If you look, let me ask you this:
I thought he was great in this film.
He's great in this movie.
Despite it not being.
I actually love the acting in this movie. I think all the cast.
I don't think all the acting is great in this movie.
Okay, please.
Like
You
I
are
said,
the arbiter of cinematic
I mean,
excellence.
It feels like a student film to me.
Come on, man.
I mean, I'm really
Well, to
sad
be fair,
to say that.
he just got out of USC. This is his first film.
Right, and
he made it for less than 500 grand.
Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty impressive, really. And I feel sad saying this. Like, I wanted to love this film, but the fact that I don't understand what's going on, that's a big problem. That is a big problem. If you don't understand what's going on.
Okay, well.
And I don't think I'm the only one who did not understand what was going on.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, this is a genre pastiche. It
Right.
requires.
And I love film noir.
Okay, you do
I mean,
love.
Double Indemnity
Which
was
we did on this show,
amazing.
and you loved it.
I loved that film. But if you don't understand what's going on and you don't connect with the characters, that's a problem.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that because you're in the high school the high school milieu.
Yes,
And then you're waiting for somebody to have, and you expect a certain thing from high school movies. The fact that what they're saying is completely incongruous with the high school milieu.
Yeah, well, at first
it
I was
hard,
confused.
You couldn't connect with it.
I was confused at first, and then you explained to me the premise of this film, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And then I was trying to get into it, but I just didn't understand what was going on. It was like the jargon was pushed too far. It was like, okay, you can use the jargon, but at least make it understandable for people. And another thing I had a problem with, I don't know, I have problems with sound mixes where the music is too loud and then the dialogue is too soft.
Well, to be fair, now that could be a review of the soundbar that we're dealing with.
I don't think so, because there are plenty of films that we've watched with the soundbar.
Oh, like Doctor Sleep.
The mix is like
the Doctor
perfect.
Sleep. Yeah, we watched Doctor Sleep in 4K.
That was
That sound mix was dope.
Yeah, so that's
to
not
that.
an excuse. It's
All
like they need to pay attention to the sound mix.
Well, look, to be fair, it's less. It's not like they're going into Skywalker sound and mixing this movie.
Well, they should. I'm sorry, especially if it's a poetic dialogue, you really need to have the sound.
A poetic dialogue.
Yeah, it's poetry. It's like poetry.
Okay, poetry in motion.
Yes, it is. The dialogue was poetry, but if you can't hear it over the music, it's like you get completely lost.
That's
fair. If the sound mix is not proper, if the music is drowning out the dialogue and the dialogue is hard to understand what it is in the beginning, like you feel it was very frustrating to me.
Okay.
I was frustrated with this film.
Well, you are the ace. Now, okay. Having watched it, there are certain beats that this movie has. I mean, there is the idea that there is a drug kingpin, a drug lord.
Right.
The Kingpin, played by Lucas Haas.
Yes.
Who I thought was. What did you think of him?
He did a great job.
Right? He's great.
Yeah.
He's great as the Pin.
He was great as the Pin.
And then there's Nora Zettler, who played Laura, who ends up being the traitorous See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah, she's the...
And she sings. She's like the chanteuse, the rich person.
Yeah, she's the one pulling the strings.
Pulling the strings, kind of. She turns out to be the horrible...
Right.
What'd you think of her? I loved her.
I think she's beautiful. Yeah, I think she was great.
I like the cat. Well, you were complaining about the acting.
Well, I think I just was frustrated with the dialogue.
That's fair. That's fair.
I hate feeling lost in a film. I feel like I was betrayed. I was like, you want me to watch this film and get what you're trying to say, yet you're speaking a foreign language with no subtitles.
Okay, well,
and you're drowning out the dialogue with the music.
Okay, that's a.
And I loved the music, by the way. I loved the music.
The music's great.
With the bells.
The music's great.
I've been in a bell choir. Like, I loved that piece of music. But I couldn't hear the fucking dialogue.
This is the best show we've ever done. I love that you're feisty tonight, babe. Feisty.
It felt a little pretentious, too.
Okay.
Although, I hate to slap that label on it, because I understand what he was trying to do.
I mean, look.
And I think this is a very artistic film.
It was a conceit.
But I was so fucking frustrated.
I think the risk of a film like this, if I might, may I interject? The risk of a film like this is it is a complete exercise. It's a gimmick. The whole movie is a gimmick. It's a gimmick. And the question is the gimmick well executed? I feel that it was.
Okay.
I love the cinematography. I like the shots.
The cinematography was beautiful.
And I think that if you buy into this premise, I
loved the premise.
Well, I told you it, but the actual
at first I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I know you were. It was very difficult for you to.
Frustrated.
She was very frustrated when we watched the film. I had heard about this movie because it was the cause celeb at Sundance and everything, and at the time I'm like, my career is moribund. You know, I'm looking at all these. I when I finally got to see this film, I really liked it because I thought, like, what a brilliant. The gimmick of it, I thought it was brilliant. I thought the whole idea of doing it was brilliant. I love the execution of it. I love the locations. I mean, this film is, when you look at it, it like the Chocolate War. It's not big and expansive. I haven't seen
the Chocolate War.
I know, I haven't though. We should do that. We should do the Chocolate War.
Is it like this?
No.
Will it
it's different, but it does.
Me?
It does have Jenny Wright from Near Dark in it.
Ooh.
So, I really like this film because, you know, murder mysteries, crime thrillers. I thought the way it was transposed to high school. I brought up Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone's a lot funnier and stuff. And my name is Tallulah. Jodie Foster's character is Tallulah, just like our dog.
Awesome, and I love Jodie Foster.
The movies, but it was the same kind of thing. It was a genre pastiche. I thought it worked. Like, I really liked this film. I liked the way it was shot. I thought it was as a first-time film, this thing could have gone south. It was, in a way, like you said pretentious. The idea of it's could have been pretentious, but you know...
I mean, I don't want to slap that label on it, but it kind of was a little bit pretentious. But...
look,
sort of, but not really.
If you don't buy into the idea...
I just didn't understand the goddamn dialogue.
It's murky. You know...
Okay.
What
especially that. A film noir is all about this layered mystery, and it's like, if you can't decipher that because of the language, then you are completely lost. It was so frustrating to me. I was frustrated. I wanted to like this film. Because I loved
I feel bad now. I feel like I've inflicted some horrible thing on you.
I loved the premise. I loved the idea of it. I loved the poetry of the language. But I just didn't get the dialogue. And the music drowned out the dialogue. And so sometimes I couldn't even hear the dialogue.
I would say maybe that's a function of the mix.
They should have been careful with the mix.
Well, you can't. It could have been the way we were listening to it. You never know.
No. Our sound system is perfect.
It's not the caliber.
No.
You know, it's a different. All right.
No.
Well.
Yeah.
So okay.
I don't think I'm the only one.
Okay, then let me look, as somebody who admires and respects this movie.
Yes.
I think it's audacious. I think it was a premise that could have gone horribly awry. Apparently, to you, it did. I thought they did a great. What I love about this film is it really takes all of these genre tropes and everything you might want out of this. I mean, if it was made in the 30s and 40s, exact same plot with adults speaking a little, you would have got it.
Well, Double Indemnity was more understandable than this.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think the
that
problem is every bit of dialogue.
He pushed the jargon way too far. I'm sorry. Like, every single person is speaking in riddles. And that was really, really hard to deal with.
That's a valid criticism. I think that...
I understand if one character is speaking in this, like, really encrypted, poetic way, but every single character... And it's like, I don't get any of this. I was so lost.
Okay, I would say
and
that...
I was frustrated because I wanted to love this film. I love the premise of this film. I love the idea of this film. I love taking a film noir idea and injecting it into a high school setting. But I just didn't get this film.
Well, I think in a way that as a filmmaker myself, I admire what he was doing.
I admire it too.
And I would say my one criticism of the film sort of relates to... I mean, my biggest criticism of the film is it goes all in. It doesn't bring you into this world. It doesn't slowly pull you in. You're in from the beginning, and if you're not getting it right away, then it's alienating.
It just doesn't work.
I didn't find it alienating, but it's a film that I admire. I actually like a great deal.
I wanted to like this. I wanted to love this film. My neighbor was in this film. And he's adorable, by the way, and he's such a nice guy.
Do you think the fact that he was your neighbor might have affected your impressions of this movie?
No, because I love every film he's in, except this one.
Did you like The Dark Knight Rises? Did you know that I actually have an action figure of him?
You do?
It's right there.
Can you get it, please? Can you please get it? He was my neighbor after all.
You're going to make me go get my Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Yes,
action figure?
yes,
I
am.
Did you know I had one?
No,
Did you know that
not.
I have a Joseph
No,
Gordon-Levitt
but I'm
action figure?
super excited.
Do you know, it's not only a Joseph Gordon-Levitt action figure, it's a Joseph Gordon-Levitt hot toy. Well, if I leave this frame, you have to continue to entertain our audience. You have to talk to them while I get it.
Well, I don't know what I'll say.
Why don't you continue on? I mean, I have to it's right there, but I have to move the box and bring the entire box over.
Can I get
He's
it?
actually in he's actually in a box with, get this, Gary Oldman.
Wow.
It's a Gary Oldman, Joseph Gordon-Levitt 2-pack.
Well, I really want you to get
Okay,
it.
okay, I'll go get it, but you need to
Right.
you need to keep the audience
Yeah,
on their toes.
I can do
Explain,
that. I can do that.
What is it? Okay, well, speak to them then. All right, I'm gonna go get her the Joseph Gordon-Levitt
God.
action figure. Hang on.
You don't know how excited I am about an action figure of my neighbor. Like, he was the nicest guy. Even though he didn't remember our names, he was like the nicest neighbor. He was so sweet. And the day that they picked him up for 500 Days of Summer, super adorable. He was wearing a vest and a tie, and the limo came.
All right, I just want to point out that this isn't exactly. This is the Hot Toys 2-pack of Commissioner Gordon and John Blake. If you really want me to open this up.
Yes! Oh my God!
Okay, wow, this is not exactly the movie that we were, this is not...
No, it doesn't matter. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which, by the way...
Okay, there's a lot of work involved in opening a Hot Toys figure.
I think we should do the film. Have you seen the film on...
I mean,
where he's on the wire? What is it?
We watched it at your... We watched it, Man
We
on the
watched
Wire.
it together?
Yeah, we watched it at your folks'
I
house.
love that
Okay,
film.
I just...
Man on a Wire, I love
Okay,
that film.
I'm just saying, all right? Here he is.
That does not look like him.
It totally looks like him. It's a great facial sculpt.
What character is he here?
He's John Blake.
That does not look like him.
Okay, well, here. Great,
Here,
you made me
yeah.
go get him. I'm just saying, like...
Wait. Okay. Okay, people. Does
wow.
that look like him?
You know what? This could be the last episode of Elizabeth. Okay, give me that
What?
back.
No way!
Give me
How
that
could
back.
this be
Just give
the
me that.
last episode? Because I wanted
I'm just
to
kidding.
show.
Okay, just please.
I'm not hurting him.
I know. I'm just gonna put him back. Okay?
Wait, I wasn't done
I'm just
looking.
no.
I want to look at his.
No, we're doing a show. Come on, babe. We're live, and we're supposed to be talking about this movie.
That was my neighbor.
I know it was your neighbor, and he's a very expensive hot toy. And I'm just gonna make sure that he's put back in the box with Gary Oldman.
That's not cool. I got like 2 seconds with him.
It's you know what?
2
I'm
seconds.
I'm afraid what's going to happen.
Why? I wasn't like messing with him. I was just holding him.
Okay, it's okay, babe.
I didn't even get a good look at his face.
I'm just gonna put this in the box. I'm telling you, this show's gonna be legendary.
What the hell?
No, well, because it's not about this particular hot toy. No, we're gonna put it there.
Sean Connery.
No, come on now. Come on, man. We've worked so hard. I think it's time to go to viewer questions. What do you think?
Sure.
All right then. What a wacky bunch that we are. So let's first of all. I can't believe you made me open up that Hot Toys box. By the way, it's
By
dope.
the way, I am making a series of stop motion films involving the character that I made
Yeah, you made your own action.
interacting with his action figures. So you're going to have to let me touch your action figures. Yeah. I'm making stop motion films with his action figures. No.
That's right, no.
No.
You answer your own question. Let's see what people are saying.
Yes, you are going to let me do this.
No, I'm really not.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm really not. No,
yeah,
no, no.
you really
no,
are.
no.
Way to be supportive.
No. Yeah, I'm supportive of
Yeah,
you. I'm supportive of you.
this is for a class.
Okay, hang on. There's people that have been sending stuff in here. Hang on. Oh, hey, Anonymous. The first super chat we have, Anonymous says, we just got done watching The Hills Run Red.
Awesome.
By the time we got to the end, we looked at each other and said, we can't wait to watch it again.
Wow.
Love you both. Thanks for spending time doing what you do. For those of you who don't know, like, I don't know, many of my colleagues, I produced a film back in 2000 it came out in 2009 called The Hills Run Red. It was released by Warner Premiere and Dark Castle Entertainment. My executive producer was Joel Silver, who produced Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. It was a horror film that director Dave Parker and I took from Fever Dreams. We developed it with writer Dave Scow, who wrote The Crow, which was directed by Alex Proyas, who also directed Dark City, which we've done the show. And the Blu-ray comes out on June 16th. So Anonymous apparently saw the movie. Although I would say, Anonymous,
so cool.
Get the Blu-ray because it has 6.5 hours of new special features.
The special features are amazing.
But thank you for supporting us. Julius, our patron saint, Julius Goodwin, sent in a super chat and said, considering everything that's been going on in the world and that Mr. Burnett has been through personally, would now be a good time for Miss Elizabeth to sing a rousing chorus of Stand By Your Man.
Oh, wow. I do not sing publicly. I sing in the shower, and that is
Come on, man. What's your karaoke song?
I don't have a karaoke song.
Everybody
because,
has a karaoke song.
I don't sing publicly.
You don't have a karaoke song? Like, not one song?
I have participated in Hungry Like a Wolf.
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry Like the Wolf a couple of times, but that is it. And I have to be super drunk because I can't carry a tune. Although he can. He can carry a tune. I would love to do the...
I can't sing Stand By Your Man to myself.
I don't even know the words to that song.
Stand by your man. Come on.
Where's the Stand By Your Woman song when I make stop motion films with your action figures?
Anyway, okay.
No.
I want to thank Julius for that great
I would
suggestion.
totally do a duet, but I have to be drunk.
You have to look at the camera.
Of a, what's the Dolly Parton, the island song. What is it?
Islands in the Stream.
Yes! Islands in the Stream! I want to do that! With you!
Okay. I'll do it.
You would?
Sure.
I'd have to be drunk.
Eyes on the Wire sends in a tip and says, I had a long wait till January of this year, but Kino Lorber came through with a stellar Blu-ray release of this seldom seen and underappreciated film, Eyes on the Wire. Kino Lorber is doing the God's work. Are they not? The Lord's work. I'm glad you got it. Claudius is here.
Hello.
Claudius says, the ace is on tonight.
Well, thank
Bonjour,
you.
mon ami. That's what I think of most every Rian Johnson film, Elizabeth. Like you, I love puzzles, film noirs, and art house films.
Yes.
But this was too hard to understand.
So hard.
I needed to rewind, which I helped you do.
I did.
And watch many scenes twice.
I did that 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and I still was like, by the end, I was like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
That's what I was like at the end.
Claudius goes on to say, Ace, I agree. Knives Out and The Last Jedi are too clever for their own good, and I love clever movies. Interstellar, Inception, Memento, and The Prestige are clever. Rian Johnson films are just pretentious. Oh, man.
Claudius, we are on the same page.
You know what? By the way, I want to point out that somebody, when we were going to do this show a couple days ago, somebody sent in a super chat that's no longer there. I'm going to acknowledge, I don't know the name, but they say that Rian Johnson is human excrement. And I was like, that's what they said.
Well,
and
I wouldn't go that far. I'm
like,
sorry.
I have to say,
he's an artist. I mean, I wouldn't. I would
mean,
not.
You can't, look, I think this film.
I don't think he's human excrement. I really don't.
This film is audacious.
Yeah.
And whether you like this movie or not, this film has true authorship. And what he was trying to do, I think he absolutely succeeded. Rian Johnson succeeded. He came up with a clever idea, and he succeeded.
I love his
in
idea.
doing it.
His premise was amazing. I just feel like the dialogue was over the top. If the dialogue had been a little calmer and I could understand what was going on, this film would have been fucking amazing. But the dialogue was just too much. Too much. That's all.
All right.
I don't think he's excrement at
Emperor Franz Claudius says, "Well, Herr Mozart, a good effort. Decidedly that. An excellent effort. You've shown us something quite new today. It's very good." It's very good. Of course, now and then, just now and then, it gets a touch elaborate. There are simply too many notes. I love that. Jeffrey Jones, so good. Too many notes.
Too many notes.
By the way, Claudius.
It's true. Too many
nice
notes.
Amadeus reference, and the way you wrote it.
Yeah.
One of the great movies, by the way, of all time.
I love that film. We should do that film.
We should do that film.
I love that film. I haven't seen it in years.
I have would it surprise you to know I have the director's cut on Blu-ray?
Oh, do you have like multiple copies?
No, they only released one, but it is in a digibook, and I do have it on Blu-ray. I love
amazing.
Amadeus. I love
love
Amadeus.
that film. Love that film.
I love it. Chef DeMax sent in a very, very nice super chat. Hey, Robert, been gone for a while, but when I heard what's going on, I just wanted to come back and give my support. You're one of the good guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Chef DeMac, what are you talking about? No. Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers.
I appreciate the sentiment. You know, I wasn't going anywhere. Just so everyone knows, I won't get into, if you don't know already, I'm just going to say that, hey, man, I fucked up. You know, I did not, in a way, I should be criticized for bad writing is what I should be, because I didn't convey what I was thinking.
You should have consulted me before you went and tweeted.
Okay, I tweet all the time. I tweet all the time.
Yeah, well, that one was...
Okay, look, that's not what this show's about.
No.
We're supposed to keep all that out of the show.
Right, fine.
I can deal with it on Robservations. This show, it's our show.
Our show.
But Chef DeMac, I want to thank you for the support. That was very nice of you, sir. You know, as far as tweets go, to quote Johnny Depp in Ed Wood, well, my next one will be better.
I love that.
Because it couldn't get any worse. Yeah, well, this show is about celebrating movies. It's about whining about movies. It's not about whining about my douchebaggery on Twitter. It was bad. I apologize.
Yeah, we had a conversation about it.
She was pissed.
I was not happy.
Look. Anyway.
Rob
Korzak sends in a super chat and says, "What? Rian Johnson going too far?" Laugh out loud. That's a Last Jedi reference, I think. You know, it's funny. The Brothers Bloom went a little far, which is the movie I think he made after this, but, you know, we'll see. Oh, wait, hang on. Just Plain Steve sends in a super chat and says, "Seeing Rob with his hot toys reminds me of my childhood neighbor who would never let me play with his G.I. Joes." Laugh out loud.
Right? What the fuck?
Okay, do you know how much that thing costs?
That annoys me. Like, I am not a kid. I respect art. And I would never fuck up your hot toys. Like, what the
Everyone's
fuck?
like, "Look at this. Hello."
And I am making stop motion films with your hot toys, by the way.
No, you think you are.
Yeah, I am, because it is a school project, so...
You know why I got out of school? So I could buy hot toys.
Yeah, well, I'm making films with your hot toys.
I'm going to give you...
And you're going to help me.
Oh, okay.
It's going to happen.
Darkfaith66 sends in a super chat and says, "Good night, you two. Working tomorrow. Thanks."
Good night.
Well, thank you, Darkfaith. Oh wow, Elizabeth might like 1987's Plain Clothes or Hiding Out. Both interesting films, by the way. Yeah?
Are they?
They are. They are interesting films. I don't know if they're good, great films, but they're Hiding Out.
Well, according to you.
S Beam sends in a tip and says, "I still need to watch this movie. I have said before I need to give
Don't.
Rian Johnson a shot after Star Wars, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. I will have to catch up on this episode later. My kids are being a handful this evening or after I see
I get
Brick."
that.
Do you-
Yeah.
Are your kids a handful this evening?
My kids this evening are not a handful, but I remember the days when they were really difficult. And they're still not easy.
You know, I'm gonna fill up your wine glass a little bit more because I just
Why
want to see.
not?
I just want to see what happens.
And by the way, he gave me a margarita before this.
Oh, blame me! You're blaming me. And
And
it
he
was.
added extra tequila.
Was it a good margarita?
So good.
So good, right? Am I the mix master general?
You are.
Not that I need to be told
Yeah.
that. Cheers
Thank
to that.
you.
All right. So let's get back to this film. You know, as an artist and the composition or hang on, wait, hang on. JPR PH1. I have to know how to say that. Cheers to you both. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Let's cheers to us both.
Cheers.
We're still here. Cheers to us
We
both.
are here. Cheers. Drink up.
Okay. Uncle Hating Throg, our friend Throg, who is actually taking good care of our bungholes, among other things.
He takes care of our bungholes so well.
Yeah, good for Throg. Throg is the man.
For a long time to come.
I think Throg has a very great point to make, and I would like to say, in the defense of Mr. Rian Johnson, I would like to say, Ace, I disagree about Rian Johnson.
Okay.
Looper is an audaciously underappreciated sci-fi noir.
I have not
Yes,
seen Looper.
sir.
I have not
God
seen
damn
Looper.
it is. Would it surprise you to know I have it on Blu-ray?
Why don't you show me Looper?
I can show you Looper.
If it's better than this, I will watch it.
After JJ's first Star Wars film, fans begged for a different take. Johnson tried to return to a Gary Kurtz era Star Wars film. I believe he succeeded successfully. My friend, am a Last Jedi supporter.
Honestly,
I enjoy the film a great deal.
Yes, and I did not hate his Star Wars film. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, there you go.
So
I
there.
do too. And by the way, there goes half the audience.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest on this show.
No, I like The Last Jedi. I think that it's not perfect, but and people are like, but what about Canto Bight? I'm like, you know what? If I'd made that movie, if I was the editor of that film,
Yeah.
I would have said, you know what? Let's just take everything that's here, and let's make Rose Tico, and we'll make John Boyega's character. We'll make Finn. The movie opens on Canto Bight where they're undercover.
I like that.
They're undercover, and they're the ones that have to. They have to. There's a time limit, and then of course the rebel base gets routed. They're on Canto Bight, and they have to get back to the fleet. The problem with that whole movie is that these two characters are in the middle of this chase, and they leave and come back.
Yeah.
If they were already on Canto Bight,
I
boom,
love that idea.
re-edit the film. You could fix. As a matter of fact, I should do the Robservations edit of The Last Jedi.
You should.
Yeah, but
I would watch that.
Yeah, well, it's not my thing. So
Yeah, whatever.
I don't want to do that.
Whatever.
I don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
Eric Gant says, "Y'all are awesome. Elizabeth is on fire."
Thank you.
I thought she'd enjoy this film, but she has completely subverted my expectations.
I'm sorry.
Doing what you do. Look what you've done, Eric Gant.
Well, I'm sorry, Eric. I just didn't get the dialogue. If I got the dialogue, then I probably would love this film.
Okay,
but when you make the dialogue so hard to understand,
I'm
it's
gonna
like
switch.
really hard to love the film.
Look at your lovely eyes. I want to see them on camera, so I'm
sorry.
switching the camera.
Like when you don't get the dialogue, you just don't get the film. And it's extremely frustrating. I was so frustrated. I wanted to love this film. And I kept watching parts over and over again, and I just was so lost. It just was like frustrating.
Candida's here.
Hello, Candida.
Candida says, "Oh, hola, Elizabeth and Robert.
Hello.
Elizabeth is on fire tonight. Rob could pass as Kenny Rogers."
Right?
You got to know when to roll. No.
Islands in the Stream.
Island in the Stream.
babe.
Elizabeth, you look better than Dolly Parton.
Thank you.
And your boobs are real.
I do have.
They're
mine
real.
are real.
We're enjoying the show. Claude's go-to song is "Everything She Wants." Oh my God, "Everything She Wants." I mean, we're talking George Michael. No, I don't. No,
I love
no.
George Michael. Come on, babe, sing to me.
No.
George Michael, come on.
I'm not gonna. No. "Everything She Wants."
On.
No.
A little bit.
No, I can't. No,
just
no,
come on.
no.
The chorus. Just
No.
a little bit. Just come on, man.
You know, I'd have to. Everything. No. Everything. Somebody told me that everything she wants is everything she sees.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah, you know what? Now I'm gonna get demonetized for like singing, but you know what? I would bust out that Claude's he's got that great voice.
Yeah.
I would love to do a duet with Claude. I'd like to bust out the George Michael duet with Claude.
George Michael, he's one of my
I'm a huge fan.
absolute favorites, and when he died, I was extremely
Do you know what one of the
devastated.
great tragedies of human existence is?
What?
That George Michael never got to sing a James Bond theme song.
That would have been amazing.
George Michael is one of the great male pop vocalists of all time.
Of all
And
time.
I've seen him live.
Well, I have to say, when I was young, we were in Saint-Tropez.
When you were young,
when he
and your heart was an open book, you used to say, "Live and let live." You know you did. But in this ever-changing world in which you live in, makes you give it a cry. Said, "Live and let die." I don't know what that has to do with the show, but
Nothing. Are you done?
I'm done.
I was telling my George Michael story.
Okay, sorry. Somebody.
Okay, so he lived in Saint-Tropez in France. And we were there when I was about 20-ish. And my brother, we kind of separated when we were visiting the town. And he came back in the evening. He was like, I saw this idiot who looked like George Michael. And I was like, what? George Michael lives here. You saw George Michael. That's my George Michael story. There you go.
There you go. You know, at the Club Tropicana, drinks are free. Fun and sun. There's enough for everyone. All that's missing is the sea.
Anyway,
Let's get back to Brick.
Let's get back to Brick.
This show is taking a little side detour.
That's fine.
Jedi Master Throg says, oh, hang on. And Swag Props is here. Our man Cal. Just so you know, Swag Props made this shirt for me.
Yes, he did. I love this shirt.
It's so good.
By the way, someone in the chat today in your show asked where they could buy this shirt.
You know where they can buy this shirt? On Swag Props Etsy store. And by the way, he sells book reproductions and I think that Swag Props should now use I won't say that.
Well,
I'm not.
Yeah. You
Let me just say that Cal from Swag Props on the planet Earth, go to S''WAK Props. The man makes prop books for movies,
books.
and they are amazing.
Books.
I'm not just saying that because he made me this dope shirt. It's
No,
not even, you can't even buy this online.
His prop books are amazing.
His prop books are amazing. And by the way, do you know who bought one? Cliff Stevenson.
You told me. Santa.
Geek Santa bought one. I told him about swag. He ordered one.
Cliff.
Here's to Cliff, and here's to Swag Props.
Here's to
that.
Swag Props.
So Jedi Master Throg says, I've always liked the idea of not knowing where Luke was, and the galaxy was in shambles, and Leia lost Han because the Republic needed her. Not everything needs a perfect bow.
Yes.
P.S. Rob, the Yub Yub song sucks. If people should be mad at you, that's the reason. Hey, listen, man. I'm the one change to the special edition of Jedi that I love is the end song. I love that. La 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 la. It's great. I'm not a big Yub Nub fan. Yub Nub. Who am I? Celebrate the love. I'm Lando Calrissian. No, it wasn't good. I don't know. This show is so off the rails. Swag Prop says, I've never seen Brick, although I enjoyed Looper and I love the Ozymandias episode that The Ozymandias episode and The Fly that Rian Johnson directed in Breaking Bad are incredible. Incredible episodes.
I love Breaking Bad.
I know.
It's one of my
But the
top favorite shows.
But The Last Jedi left such a horrible taste in my mouth that I don't
Aw,
think I
come
can
on,
see
man.
any of his movies ever again.
Oh, come on.
Swack, you know what? You and I, my friend, we park our shuttlecrafts in the same shuttle bay. I think you might dig Brick. And I you know what? I recommend this Blu-ray, the Kino Lorber. Kino Lorber is really stepping up. I mean, they did a
I
4K
don't know.
version of Hannibal.
You know, I wish I had watched this film with the subtitles on.
Okay, that's fair. We could do it again.
No, I don't want to watch this film again. Honestly,
Come on,
I
man.
don't like this film. I'm sorry. And I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, hang on. I've always JPRPH1 sent a super chat and said, "You're doing fine on my name. JP, my initials. RPH, registered pharmacist. My profession.
Oh.
One, because there was a J. Wow, a JRP. So wait a minute. We have to. How do you say that? It's like Mr.
You just say the
Mixel
letters.
Splitic.
Yeah, you can't say
I always
the
thought
word.
it was Mr. Mixelplick.
No.
But we have to figure that out.
You have to say JPRPH1.
Yeah, but that's nuts. I think we have to. How do you say that?
You just say the letters.
Just a little one.
No.
All right. Well. All right. Murray Reich has a really interesting question to ask. Murray Reich says, "What are your thoughts on Cinemark saying patrons aren't required to wear masks, but are encouraged to at movie theaters?
What?
Should you have to or not?"
Yes, you should have to.
Here's the thing, Murray.
What the hell?
We have coronavirus cases going up all over the place. Latin America, all over the world. We have actual medical masks
yes.
that we purchase. Whenever we go out of the house, we wear them.
Surgical masks.
Surgical masks. I have no problem. They're not hard to wear. And I would say I would have no problem. They're not hard to breathe in. I've even tried to talk like Darth Vader, and I can't. It doesn't sound as good as I want it to. I have no problem wearing a mask to a movie theater.
Yeah.
I think for the time being, for the next 6 months, why not just wear masks?
Wear a
If
mask.
not for you, how about fellow people?
Yeah.
It's not that
Yeah.
bad. It's not that hard
It's
to
all
do.
about your spit. And if
Yeah.
you're spitting on people, you are projecting your germs.
You know, I don't see it as a violation of. I feel that at least for the time being, it's respectful of your fellow man.
Like if stores require shirts and shoes, they also require masks. What's the difference?
No dice like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I've been thinking about that, Mr. Hand, and if you're here and I'm here, doesn't it make it our time? I don't know what that means. I don't know why I even thought of that. Happy Console Gamer sent in a super chat. Thank you, Happy Console Gamer. By the way, you know who Happy Console Gamer is.
It's
It's somebody that's supported our channel and sent us videos with his wife.
That's right.
Happy Console Gamer says, "You've had a long day, Rob. Thanks for the long show today. It had me laughing and crying as I assembled my future baby's room."
Oh,
Okay.
Congratulations.
That's amazing. I don't know if you know the sex of your baby.
Aw.
My message for Elizabeth, any future parenting advice? Also, Rob, fuck those guys. Okay, look, any parent, as you know,
Right.
Happy Console Gamer has, him and his wife are, like, as we like to say, totes adorbs.
They are so adorable.
So,
yeah, my advice is it's all about love. Just shower love on your children, and that is going to sustain them through life. If they know that their parents love them, that is really the main crux of the problem.
okay, can I drill down into that a bit?
Yeah.
He's a father looking for advice.
Yeah.
And you're giving him more of a conceptual idea, but
It's
I
not
think
conceptual.
No. It's but as from a practical standpoint, how do you do that? how do you make sure, like, how do you shower a child with love? How do you make them know? Like are there tricks of the trade? Are there actual things that you can do to make sure that children are loved?
Yeah, I mean, people who have issues are people who were not loved by their parents, especially the mother. If you were not loved by your mother, you're going to have issues. And we all have issues, and we will all go through life with issues.
Okay, I understand.
But,
love, hang on. I understand that. But for Happy Console Gamer, so he goes into a room.
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Baby's crying.
Yep.
He wants to show that baby love, but he's also tired.
He's tired.
And he's fucked. And he's pissed.
And he's annoyed because he's
what,
woken up in the middle of the night.
What I want you to tell Happy Console Gamers at that moment.
Yeah.
What can he do to show that baby love without wanting to, punch himself in the face?
You will not want to punch anyone in the face because even though you're annoyed, you're going to look at that baby's face and you're going to see your own face reflected back and you're going to think, oh my God, this is the most precious thing in the world. And you're going to absolutely fall in love with this baby. And it doesn't matter what they do. Your love for that child is going to be so huge that anything they do is not going to... Yeah, you'll get annoyed.
So what happens when the kid's 8 years old and Happy Console Gamer goes in and his entire vintage collection of Atari 2600 cartridges are strewn all over the floor, and those it was hard enough when they were new to get those, and everything is wrecked.
Yeah.
Everything is wrecked, and
well,
Dad, I love these video games. They're great. And how do you, as a parent, how do you show love when your child has inadvertently ruined not just the day, but your entire legacy? How do you love a kid then?
Yeah, you're going to be annoyed a lot. I mean, for a very long time.
So is there any kind
for your entire life, actually, you're going to be annoyed with what your children do. And I'm not the best parent in the world, so...
Oh, you're pretty good.
Like,
you put up with a lot. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, but it comes down to love. If your child feels like they are loved unconditionally, that is going to trump everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Brick. Whining about movies. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Discipline is important, though, too. With unconditional love.
Apocalyptic Throg sends in a tip and says, 3 movies for what is current in the world. 12 Monkeys, V for Vendetta, and Children of Men. All 3 make a great drinking game. I like all of those movies. I do like 12 Monkeys, V for Vendetta, and Children of Men.
12 Monkeys. I don't know if I've seen V for Vendetta. And I have seen...
Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that.
Well, it's great.
I might have.
Based on a comic.
But
it's right over there.
I never remember shit, so...
All right. Well, Apocalyptic Throg is correct. But you know what? I think that our world is better. I think we're going in a good direction. All of this is going to lead somewhere good, I think. I do believe that. Anonymous sends in a tip and says, what do you do if you need to eat or drink when watching a movie and you have a mask on? Go to a showtime when it's late night or early morning so you don't have the issue? Do I make a hole in my mask? Laugh out loud? Well, okay.
Well,
I would say this. We've eaten and you have a mask and you just flip it up, It's not that bad.
I mean, we've not eaten out since this whole thing, so...
Well, that's true.
I really don't know how that would go.
Well, we've stopped places and picked up food, and I've nibbled.
We've brought it home, and we don't wear masks at home.
Well...
Do you wear a mask at home?
Depends how I'm feeling. No, I don't. I don't wear a mask at home. And we could role play. I mean, I bring out the gimp. No, you don't do that. Wait, what? No, I don't do that. I think that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, if we went out to a restaurant.
You're thinking about a gimp?
No, I was thinking about if we went out to a restaurant, how would it go? Like you wear the mask, you order the food, and then they bring you the food, and you take the mask off to eat the food. And then they don't come near you until you put the mask back on, and then they bring you the check.
They bring you the check. That's true.
After you put the mask on. That's what I picture. I don't know. Here in California, it really hasn't happened yet. It was supposed to happen, but it hasn't happened yet.
Because of the social unrest.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What do you think?
Look, I just want to see Tenet. I just want to see any movie. I want to walk into the ArcLight, or I want to walk into the AMC 16. I just want to see a goddamn movie, man. I really do. I want to see Tenet. I want to see Mulan. I want to see Wonder Woman 84. I want to see Unhinged. But I want to be safe and all that. But on the other hand, as far as I'm concerned, I just feel like I should bring a flask. And if we just constantly drink whiskey and rub our nose... No,
What the hell?
Just kidding. I mean,
Theater?
Look, I'll bring a 750 milliliter bottle of Jameson and we'll share it.
No.
All right, I don't know. Anyway, all right. At JPR, our favorite pharmacist,
Yes,
says she has it right. No pronunciation required. I think you should come up with a way to say it.
No.
I mean, Mr. Mixelplick,
You just say
Mixelplicate.
the letters.
All right. I have to say, I don't know if I can do this now, but I don't know if I can play this. I don't even know if it's here. But yesterday, what did I get in the mail? I got The Hills Run Red. I got the Blu-ray.
Yes, like 6 copies of
I
The
got
Hills
6
Run
copies
Red.
of The Hills Run Red, the Blu-ray of our film.
Yeah.
And how cool is that?
Super cool.
I don't know. Let's see if this works. Was this... Oh, hey, look.
There it is.
For the first time on Blu-ray, discover the film that Fangoria magazine called dark, clever, and nasty as hell.
Everybody is expendable for the good of the film. Everybody.
And Dread Central said was disturbing, merciless horror, the way it should be.
I mean, that's real blood you're looking at there.
The Hills Run Red. Loaded with 6.5 hours of never-before-seen bonus features, destined to make you lose your mind. Including 3 commentary tracks, 10 featurettes from the set with interviews from the cast and crew.
When I read it, it kind of made me feel a bit sick, so it's going to go down well with the horror fans.
Right now I'm tied to a wheelchair, and it's Friday night, which is an average Friday night for me.
Our little lurid, nasty, rude, rock and roll, bloody, disgusting horror film. There's no way it's going to be a Dark Castle movie.
3 retrospective featurettes.
You can't write a movie like The Hills Run Red without by being completely ignorant of what the genre's like. And there's a huge slasher element in it.
When I got the original script, I was surprised. I was shocked.
When you see something that shocks you this much right off the bat, your creative wheels are immediately starting to spin.
Proof of concept animatic and trailer. The original making of documentary. The original trailer and reversible cover art. Available June 16th, 2020.
Hey, there you go. How many YouTubers have a movie they produce coming out on June 16th on Blu-ray? You know how many? 1. Me.
You.
Oh, there you go. I could do a whole show on that, which is pretty exciting. But I figured, why not shamelessly self-promote? And it was pretty cool to get those Blu-rays. I have to say, what's really interesting about sheltering at home during this pandemic, which we still have going on, all the special features we did was during that. Right here. I was sitting right here for 7 days a week, hours. Creating documentaries. It's an incredible. I want to give a shout out to my compatriot Dave Parker, the director of this film. He and I worked on the special features diligently, very hard, and finally, being a fellow traveler, we started this project in 2006. The movie came out in 2009. It was never on Blu-ray. It's coming out on Blu-ray on June 16th. Thank you, Scream Factory. Now, let's get back to the movie at hand, Brick.
Yes, let's.
We've talked about it a lot.
Yes, we did.
So I liked it. I admire it, and I do enjoy it. I think the performances are great. I think the filmmaking is great. I think it's audacious. And for a movie that was made for less than $500,000, it is a tour de force.
Yes, I wanted to love this film. I really wanted to love this film on multiple levels, but I just couldn't love it. I just didn't get it.
All right, well, all right, now comes the time, Elizabeth, where we ask ourselves, we have the whining about movies scale. It's our bottoms up scale.
Bottoms up.
1 glass to 4 glasses of wine. And
Yep.
why is that?
1 to 4 because there are 4 glasses of wine in a bottle.
4 glasses of wine in a bottle.
Yes.
So every movie on our bottoms up scale gets a 1 to 4 glass rating.
Yes.
And okay, this is an award-winning film. It stunned people who first saw it. I would ask you, on the bottoms up Elizabeth's whining about movies scale, what would you give Joseph Gordon-Levitt starring in Rian Johnson's debut feature, Brick, recently released on Kino Lorber Home Entertainment? By the way, they don't sponsor this show, but
Nobody
I love them.
sponsors this show.
No. We do.
We do.
We sponsor this show.
We do.
How much money have we spent on wine?
So much money.
By the way,
on
we
wine.
should say our fans out there have also sponsored the show.
They
Cast
have.
Graphics, Candida,
Yes,
Claude.
they have. Our
They're-
fans have sponsored
Yeah,
this show.
we've had a lot of love thrown
Yes,
our
we
way.
have.
So cheers to the
That's
love
true.
thrown our way.
Thank
But
you.
that doesn't absolve you of responsibility.
No.
And in the realm of this show, you have to come up with a rating of
I
Brick
do.
on a scale of 1 to 4 on the bottoms up scale. How many glasses of wine do you give Rian Johnson's 2005 debut film Brick?
This is really hard because I love the premise. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I just did not understand the dialogue, and the sound mix was awful. But I loved the music. This is really hard, but this film was so frustrating to me. And I hate to bash on an artist because this was really artistic.
Let me ask you this. I think this film within its context had peak verisimilitude. Did you feel this film had verisimilitude?
It did, but I didn't understand the goddamn dialogue.
All right, well, so are you going to give us a rating or not?
I am going to give it... Oh, this is so hard.
Come on, man.
I did not understand this film, and I was so frustrated. I am going to give it a... a 1.5.
Oh, what? A 1.5?
Yeah, this film pissed me off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 1.5. Because I didn't understand the goddamn film.
All right, that's fine. Okay, that's fair. You know what? This show is all about authenticity and reality, realness.
I wanted to love this.
I find this film to be audacious. I find this film to be interesting. I find this film to be... I'm all about authorship and execution. Anyone who watches my channel knows I'm all about authorship. I think that Rian Johnson thought up a premise and he executed on that premise delightfully. I mean, what he wanted to do was perfectly executed, and on the budget that he had, my God, how many filmmakers would kill to have this as their first film, made for less than $500,000? I'm going to give this film 3.5 glasses of wine.
Wow.
3.5 glasses of wine. That's exactly...
Well, I'm so glad you understood the dialogue because I did not. And I was so fucking frustrated.
3.5 glasses of
saying.
wine. And by the way, for the people that like Looper, yes, I agree. I love Looper too.
There you go. Shall we clink?
1.5 for you, 3.5 for me. Dropping a Brick Throg says, I don't know what that means. Load. I really don't think people appreciate the 3 apocalyptic movies. Buttholes Kept Clean, You Forgot Me. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes. Oh, that should be our next film for Romantic Friday.
Really? The Princess Bride? For all romantic movies, I don't think. No, I don't think. Well, you have to pick it.
Super romantic.
Wait, that's tomorrow. Are we going to be here tomorrow?
We are.
Tomorrow night, it is Romantic Friday.
It
It's
is-
date night
It
on
is date
Elizabeth
night
Views.
on Elizabeth Views.
I don't think. Look, The Princess Bride, I would not call a romantic. Look, there.
What?
No,
it's
you
the
can't.
ultimate romantic
I mean, we're supposed
movie.
to be. We're supposed to be a little bit like. Come on, we can't do that. We have to do something better. Something.
I
Something
just
more
spilled my
romantic.
wine because of you.
I thought we were gonna watch The English Patient or something like that.
We were, but it's 3 hours long.
But a good 3 hours.
Yeah, but when are we going to
Okay,
do those
we'll
3
do that
hours?
next Friday. We won't do it this Friday. I think we should. I think
Yeah.
we should watch something like
I
When
spilled
Harry
my
Met
wine
Sally.
and I'm really pissed off.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love The English Patient, by the way.
So do I. Okay.
But I also love
I understand, but I don't think Princess Bride is necessarily. I mean,
it is
of
ultimate
of all the romantic films made that have been made in all of Hollywood history, I don't think.
Fuck? Princess Bride?
Well, I don't think.
As You Wish? Is that not the most romantic thing ever said in a movie? As You Wish? As You Wish? What the fuck?
Wow. Oh, Chef DeMax says, I've obviously had more than 3.5 glasses of wine. I have not.
Yeah, we pre-gamed with margaritas with extra tequila.
Why do you give away all of our secrets? Why do you do that?
Because I don't keep secrets.
Apparently not. They're for. If you and I ever run for public office, we're gonna have a whole hard. Our entire legal team is gonna be vetting. You know what? I'll never run for public office. I couldn't do it.
Please don't.
I don't even think I could ever apply to a corporate job. You know why?
Why?
Because they would look at this episode and go, "Are you guys drunk? Were you drunk on YouTube?" I'm like, "No."
It is whining about movies.
It's true. Do When Harry Met Sally. Great music. There
That
you go.
is a great film.
Let's do that.
We've both seen it multiple times.
Baby Fishmouth. Multiple times. I could recite the entire film.
Annoying.
Look, I think we should bring this episode to a close.
I thought I was picking the movies for Friday.
You're okay, but you don't know. We're not watching The Princess Bride. That is not a good. Romantic Friday is not about Princess Bride. No, I'm sorry. I'm putting my foot down.
Why? What
Because
do you have
we
against
can.
Princess
We
Bride?
should do Princess
You've
Bride.
seen it once.
No, we should do Princess Bride as a regular film, not as a romantic film. If you want to do the romantic genre, you are subverting what we're trying to do. Princess Bride should be done as a regular film. This show, absolutely.
It's a romantic film. It is the ultimate romantic film. What the
Chef
fuck?
DeMax says, "I know," is the most romantic line in a movie. We did that one though.
Which one?
Empire Strikes Back. David Wong sends a super chat and says, "Suggestion for Romantic Fridays, Big Night, 1996." Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't know that one.
It's food and romance.
I love food and romance.
It's Stanley Tucci, man. It's good stuff.
Big Night.
Yeah.
Am I gonna hate that film?
No. People are calling me. They're trying to get me on the phone. It's like so funny. You know what's really funny? Everybody that wants to cancel me, it's clear that no one ever watches my channel that does that. It's so funny. Like,
We're in the
okay.
middle of a show.
I know, it's amazing.
Why are people calling you?
I know.
Rude.
Because they don't know. Okay, we're done, babe. We're
No,
done.
we have to tell the
No,
film that we're watching on
we'll
Friday.
figure it out in the next 20 minutes. We have to end this show.
Okay, I'm picking the movie for Friday.
No doubt, but it's not going to be. I'm
Okay.
putting my foot down. It's not going to be Princess Bride.
What the hell? I've never put a foot down for a film that you've chosen.
Look, I just don't think we're supposed to do a romantic Friday. We
Yeah.
did like Water for Chocolate. I love that. It was the first time I saw that. I want to
You
learn
didn't
from that.
love like Water for Chocolate.
No, but I loved the experience of it. I don't think we need to watch Princess Bride. Everybody's seen Princess Bride. There's
yeah,
and
we
by
do
the way,
cult classics
I know,
all
but
the
don't-
time.
I just don't think that Romantic Friday is well served by the Princess Bride.
As you wish. You don't think that's the most romantic line of any film
Okay, look.
ever?
Why don't we have this argument off camera?
Fine.
So we're coming
I'm
to
picking the movie.
We're coming
I
to
am
the.
picking the movie.
We're coming to the end of this show.
This is my pick.
This is Eliza View's Whining About Movies, episode 35, Brick by Rian Johnson. Came out in 2005. You can get it on the Kino Lorber Blu-ray, which is great, by the way. Ports over everything from the original DVD. Great stuff on there. So we come to the end of the show, and what do we say at the end of the show?
Everyone you meet has a story to tell that you yet have to hear. And all you have to do is listen.
All you have to do is listen. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. And
have a better night.
have a better night. Thank you, everyone. I want to say thanks to my moderators. I want to say thanks to Louis Yu, who, even though he hasn't been feeling
By
well.
the way, we have one more super chat. And look what it says.
Sean M. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Sean M.
Sean M. says, Princess Bride is a good idea. All right, fine, fuck it. Princess Bride, tomorrow night, here, right now. Princess Bride is the movie. That's the movie we're doing tomorrow night. Princess Bride,
Yes!
fine. I'll watch it
you-
again.
as you
wish. Okay.
He's only seen it once.
Okay,
by the
fine.
way.
I own it. We're doing it. Princess Bride. Yes, I will see you tomorrow night.
As you wish.
Tomorrow night, we're going to do it at 7.
Sean
7
M.
o'clock. 7 o'clock, Princess Bride. Fine. Twist my arm.
7? We've been doing 6.
I know. We're going to do it at 7, though. 7.
Why?
Because my show's been going long, so I don't know.
Don't go long. Start
Okay.
at 1.
Yes, I'll start. Okay, 6. Jesus Christ. I am being so...
I am considering our East Coast friends.
Fine. 6 o'clock tomorrow, we do Princess Bride. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm
Thank you.
gonna bring an end to this crazy show. This crazy show, Whining About Movies, episode 35, Brick. By the way, if anyone forgot what this show is about, it's about Rian Johnson's debut feature, Sundance Award-winning Brick, which is available on Kino Lorber. They don't sponsor this channel, but I love them. And she's already said everything. I want to say thanks to Louis Yu. I want to thank the Richard. If you have not visited the Whining About Movies Facebook page or the Post-Geek Singularity Facebook page, I welcome anyone and everyone to come and join. Please send me letters, send her letters, send us letters at the Burnettwork.net website. We very much appreciate all of your support. It's been great. And I hope that you come back on, well, tomorrow. Tomorrow, Whining About Movies is about Princess Bride.
Yes.
So thank you all very much, and all the support is appreciated. What a fantastic show this has been. I just thank everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. My God, it's full of stars. Have a good evening.
Have a better night.
Have a better night.